I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Instagram. Hello, everybody. Let's do this thing. Just wanted to go live with some, I don't know, aids to your cues about the rebrand. And yes, I'm wearing a T-shirt that has our Stereotype logo on it, which is currently being given away on our Instagram. So if this is a T-shirt that you really like, it also comes in navy, and this is charcoal gray, and then there's black. If you want a T-shirt like this, if you want to be part of the giveaway, check out the Instagram stories at Stereotype Breakers on Instagram. Hello, everybody. I can see you. Thank you so much for joining. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the future of this brand, the future of Stereotype Breakers. Oh my God, I almost said Coding Blonde, but the future of Coding Blonde, the new version of Coding Blonde, which is Stereotype Breakers. Hi, everybody. So happy to see you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm watching, again, I'm on Instagram and on YouTube. So if you have any questions, let me know in the chat on YouTube and here also in the chat here. But I have collected a couple of questions. Hi, everyone, from Instagram. So let me start with those. So the first one is, just congrats. I really admire you and try to do things good to be successful like you. Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. And honestly, just keep on showing up. Just keep on being consistent. That is the most, like, the best kind of advice I can ever give anyone who's trying to do the whole social media thing. So this is an interesting one. Which service will you provide with the new brand? So the new brand is kind of the old brand. It's Coding Blonde, but just 2.0, if that makes sense. I will continue doing, so my goal is to have most of my services create content for free and share my knowledge and also interview experts, making it accessible to people just, for free, essentially. And there will be free content on social media and also content within our community, which is for women in STEM. So essentially going to continue doing the same thing, but, basically working with businesses that want to support that audience and to reach that audience with the products. Of course, always being super selective and making sure that the products that we are, the brands that we're working with and the products and the services, that they really make sense for this audience. So continuing with brand deals and also product recommendations, only the products that we've tested and we love. And also we're looking into other innovative monetization strategies. I'm all about, disrupting the world and breaking stereotypes of how you can earn money in this world. So currently planning that out and creating a new media kit and all that stuff. So yeah, I guess I didn't really answer that question. What services we're going to be providing? Continuing to create free content and working with businesses that want to, talk to the audience that is consuming our content, essentially. So a media company, think about it that way. But also we're expanding into job postings and potentially events, we'll see. But yeah, exciting stuff coming. And honestly, we're just going to be doing things as we're learning it. I can see a bunch of people are watching this on YouTube. If you have any questions on the rebrand, please let me know. I'm watching the chat here, and I'm also watching the chat on Instagram. All right, the next question is, how are you feeling? Honestly, I'm feeling very excited and at the same time scared, because I've just stepped into the unknown, and it is very exciting. And whenever you make that move outside of your comfort zone, it's always kind of agitating, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm feeling. But honestly, just incredibly grateful and relieved. Relieved because I don't have the expectation of the brand that it was before. It honestly was suffocating me. If you've watched my other IGTV slash live stream, it was suffocating me. I could not deal with it anymore, and it was just not good for my creativity or mental health or anything like that. And then now just feeling super relieved and feeling super grateful because of the response that that you've given me with this rebrand. It's been incredible. Honestly, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for just being here and for following this journey, following this evolution, and allowing me to evolve into whoever I need to be, and bring this business with me as well. And I really hope that we already are building a team. Like it's incredible. I'm so grateful to first of all be able to work for myself, and now to work with this incredible team of people. So I'm really hopeful that this brand will be much bigger than me in a year's time. That's the goal. And it will be much more about the community and everything. So yeah, feeling all like a cocktail of feelings. Like it's just insane, honestly. So grateful though that you have been so supportive. And I understand that this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like a lot of people who have signed up initially for this channel, for this Instagram account, all of the social media and the blog, it started off as something more technical. And I understand that you expected that, and I might not be delivering on that expectation going forward. Well, yes, there will be content about technology, but I might not be delivering as much technical content as you would like. And I understand the need to unsubscribe or unfollow or whatever. Just can't please everyone. It's the reality of life, and I need to go into the direction that makes sense for me and helps me have the most impact that I think I can have in this world. All right, next question. How is the content going to change? So I'm actually, in the past weeks leading up to this rebrand, I honestly have been so scared that even though I was planning to plan it, but to be honest with you, I am now planning it just because I was so scared that it made me freeze and I had no creativity whatsoever. But ever since the rebrand happened and I saw the surge of support and just incredible feedback from this brand, I have started getting my creative juices back. So I'm planning that right now. The content it's not going to change that drastically because we were talking about career and personal development already, and that's something that I'm super passionate about. Yeah, just that is not going to change. Maybe less technical content, less content about learning how to code, but more stories, more conversation starters about interesting subjects. Like some of the subjects that we have brainstormed with my team were, for example, when somebody asks you, what do you do? Or like, who are you? Or like, what do you do? Like straight away, you go into a place of, you identify yourself with whatever job you have, with whatever activity you have that's making you money. But like, how do you change that? Like, because that doesn't define you. That doesn't define you. That's not you. So how do you, basically conversations about topics like this, conversations about, breaking stereotypes within your family, breaking stereotypes and going away from expectations in your society, etc. Like just so many I feel like stereotype breakers just have so many different dimensions and so many different conversation starters that we can start. And of course, interviewing insane women who are breaking stereotypes every single day. They maybe already have broken some and they're in the process. I feel like it's always a work in process. But yeah, so personal development, career content, not really going to change, because I really believe that that kind of stuff is so important for all of us to create a life and career that we deserve and want to have. And then there will be more content on, actually breaking stereotypes, actionable content, actionable tips, interviews, etc. Super excited about that, planning that right now, so stay tuned. That was my super effect. Okay. Let me see. I think I've been getting the the stream from YouTube, the questions, but I don't know. It says top chat, so let me just double check that I have not missed any questions on YouTube. Oh, I have a question from YouTube, which I will respond to right now. What's your definition of a good person? My definition of a good person is somebody who sticks to their morals and who is thoughtful about their actions and isn't afraid to admit their own mistakes, isn't afraid of admitting their own like failures, and isn't afraid to do all of that, and basically wants to do good in this world. Okay. Are there any things you're looking forward to with the branding change? Honestly, I'm super excited to, well, okay, this is a very specific thing. I'm very excited for people to stop DMing me to help them with their coding homework. Very excited about that, because every time I'd have to be like, oh, I'm not a professional developer, so I'm sorry, I cannot help you. But I'm just very excited to have meaningful conversations with women about how they are breaking stereotypes. Meaningful, deep conversations and discussions, and show them to you guys, share them with you guys, involve you in those conversations. Just super, super excited. I can see that somebody asked me if I can sponsor them for to work in the US. I'm sorry, I cannot. I don't have that power, I'm afraid. I'm just being sponsored right now myself. So that's, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for all. I'm just reading the comments on Instagram. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful feedback and just your comments. Somebody asked me, how do I start my day? With coffee and watering my plants. Let's see if there are any other, well, this is not really rebrand related, but why not? Let's not do that. Let's not limit ourselves here. How to deal with bad manager, please give some suggestions. So I feel like that's too broad of a question. It really depends on what that manager is, how that manager is not doing a good job, essentially. So if I knew more context, more specifics, I'd be able to give you specific advice. But I would always think about your boundaries, honestly, with any manager, and just think about whether they're crossing them or not, and if they are, how do you communicate better? How do you communicate your boundaries better? We have a question, best and worst part about being a developer? I don't know, because I'm not one. How do you motivate yourself when you have a mood? Do you use a tool to resolve it? Please advice. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like self-awareness is the best tool, and understanding when you're in a bad mood, and understanding when it's time to do something about it. I feel like that's like understanding when it happens. That's step number one. And then once that is done, I would highly recommend just understanding what works in different situations. If it's just one type of situation, if it's, for example, you're just stressed, I would get into these modes when I'm just unbelievably overwhelmed with all the things that I need to do, and I'm so stressed that I feel like I'm just a ball of stress. In those situations, I know I need to stop doing what I'm doing and just go for a walk and just break out of the cycle, out of the stress cycle. But of course, it works for like different things work for different people. And so, yeah, I would try noticing what it is that brings you down, what works, and honestly, just being much more aware of when that happens. And sometimes, honestly, okay, so this is like a self-sabotage little person that lives inside of us. Sometimes we actually enjoy, masochistically, we enjoy being sad. And so I would just recommend stop doing that, because sometimes I'm like, I want to stop being sad, and then just I'm too stubborn not to actually resolve that issue. Sometimes life is about risking everything for a dream nobody can see but you. I love that. As long as you're taking a calculated risk and you have a plan B. Like, that's always been my approach. You have a plan B. When I was moving to the US to be with my now husband, and I know that answered somebody's question in the chat, although, sorry, not a dating app. When I was moving, and I was incredibly scared, and I was risking so many things because I just left Google and I was changing careers and all that stuff, I always had a plan B. I always had, like, I was taking a risk, but I calculated my fallback, if that makes sense, and that always made me feel better about my choices, even though sometimes I didn't need the plan B, but, you know, it was there. So that was good. What did you study? I studied economics in my bachelor's degree, and then I studied, I did a master's in market research and consumer behavior. How to handle those times when you don't feel like working? I mean, the last week I was so lazy, I haven't done anything. So, first of all, I would highly recommend really trying to understand whether it is because you're burnt out or not. Because if you are burnt out, this might be different from not motivated. Because if you're burnt out, this might be an actual, you know, psychological condition. And again, I'm not qualified to give you advice on that, but just look up the symptoms of burnout and see if this is you, and then follow the steps that psychologists recommend on that, because it's a serious condition. If this is why you're not motivated, there's much more to it than just trying to like kick yourself in the butt and be like, come on, you lazy person, just do the thing. Motivation, if it's just a lack of motivation, because not because you're burnt out, but just being lazy, maybe, you know, whatever you're doing is not motivating you to begin with. So I would highly recommend just looking at rethinking that and seeing if there is something in what you're doing that you can motivate yourself with. So for example, it's a project that you're not really excited about, but this project will help you achieve a goal X. And therefore it will, I don't know, help resolve hunger in the world or something like that. Let's just say, right? This is a random example, but maybe you can find something that motivates you to actually do that. Have some purpose behind the projects that you are working on. And if you don't find it, if it's very hard to find that, then I would rethink what you're doing and see if you can find different projects, if you can find a different job, if you can find something that you can work on that actually has that meaning, that purpose, that will motivate you no matter what. And yes, I mean, we will also have, all of us have those lazy days when we just don't feel like doing anything. So also don't be too hard on yourself if that just happens once in a while. Yes, I saw your question just before I addressed this one, Logan M. Butler. What are your short-term goals for your brand? This is an interesting one. Honestly, my goal until now was just to rebrand. That was the biggest goal, rebrand and stay on top of the algorithm on all these social media platforms that just, sometimes they work a mysterious way. Even if your content is offering value, sometimes you're not dancing and pointing, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, nobody sees it. I have a lot of thoughts on algorithms, as you can tell, but I don't know. Honestly, I have not thought about it enough. I really want to build a community around the brand and just, empower the community to break stereotypes. We'll see what that means in terms of, numbers and all that stuff. But yeah, community first. And of course, I want to create content that adds value to everybody's life. I hope that answers your question. I don't have like the concrete goals, which, I probably should, but I was just so overwhelmed. Does sports sessions could make to us develop new ideas and new solutions about fixing several issues? Sorry, I don't really understand that question. Sports sessions? I don't know. Sorry, I don't really understand that question. Hi, Alia. I'm Masha, and I'm the founder of of Stereotype Breakers. Welcome. We're breaking stereotypes here. And then, do you speak Spanish? I saw it on your LinkedIn. Sí, hablo español, pero mi español es un poco oxidado y tengo que practicar más, pero no tengo demasiado tiempo. All right. All right. I feel like that's all the questions. If you have any additional questions, please ask them right now. But in the meantime, I will tell you more about this giveaway. Oh my God, we're doing a giveaway for this t-shirt on Instagram. If you haven't seen yet, it's in the Instagram stories. It's a unisex t-shirt that comes in this charcoal gray and in black and in navy. And it has our Stereotype Breakers amazing logo that such a wonderful designer helped design. We'll share more about that with her consent to share more about it. But in the meantime, it was, I'm just so obsessed with this logo. Y gracias. Estudiaba en Madrid, pero no estudiaba en español, estudiaba en inglés. All right. Awesome. Well, I don't think there are any more relevant questions about the branding. We can definitely talk about, because I see a lot of people are trying to like relocate to the US. I'm not an immigration specialist, just saying that, have relocated here myself and can only give you my personal experience. However, we can do a separate session on that. And on this note, I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle and to prepare for my talk at the Wonder Woman in STEM conference, which I am really excited about. It's happening in half an hour, so if you're not in that conference, make sure you are. And if you are in part of that conference, I hope to see you there at that session. All right, let's simultaneously try to end both sessions. So YouTube first. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much. I love you. Keep on just telling me what kind of stuff what kind of content I can create to, have an impact, add value to your lives. Community tab is where it's at. I'm listening. Thank you. Bye-bye, end stream. And my friend.